Rock and roll! The Texans!
Time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't think.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Good evening and welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. If you're watching on our YouTube page at SA Sports Star, you can like, comment along, or you can call into the show at 210-656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. Like, subscribe, follow along, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I am at I Am Pledger. You can get the station at SA Sports Star. I guess post me at X. However that may go. But it's been a long 48 hours. I'm excited because, A, the Houston Texans won a massive game against a Super Bowl quality opponent and MVP quality quarterback. Over the weekend, they found a running game with Devin Singletary. And against a Lou Amaretto defense, Lou Amaretto is one of the more deceptive defensive coordinators in the NFL, and he's especially rough on rookie quarterbacks. And C.J. Stroud, yet again, despite throwing his second interception of his career and having a couple of fumbles along the way, managed to overcome those obstacles, including a late-game interception, and outdueled Joe Burrow in Cincy to get them to 5-4 and in the playoff picture. And by doing so, C.J. Stroud has put himself in the MVP conversation. Now, conversation and frontrunner are two different things. But I don't think that you can look at C.J. Stroud, personally, my opinion, and what he's done this season, and taking what the words MVP mean, most valuable player, a team that has won 5 games so far through 9 games when they have won 5 games all of the last 2 seasons combined, and were projected to be one of the worst teams in the National Football League this year. When they traded up to get Will Anderson and gave up their first, not Cleveland's, to get Arizona's pick, A, that told me that they expected to compete this year. B, tells me they expected to compete this year. Because a lot of people thought that draft pick was going to be a top 3 pick in the first place. It is now in the 20s, and it is only seemingly looking to get worse because each week that passes, the Texans seemingly play better. Yes, they had a hiccup against the Carolina Panthers. The Cowboys also had a hiccup against the Arizona Cardinals. Letdowns happen in the NFL, and teams play out. Let's face it. Bryce Young, number 1 versus number 2, looking to exercise because of all the hype that C.J. Stroud had gotten. And I told y'all after that week, Bobby Sloak did a poor job in running the football when it wasn't there, and instead should have let C.J. cook. The following week against Tampa, he did. And we saw what happened, and things went well. And now they found a nice balance between the two. So it comes down to, if you can run the ball, try to run the football, but don't take the ball out of your best player's hands, which is C.J. Stroud, who is an MVP. And this isn't just me saying this. I look at the caliber of people that are saying this. This isn't, even though Stephen A. Smith has said it, I'm looking across the NFL. Pat McAfee, NFL London, you have Ryan Clark and Marcus Spears and Robert Griffin III, to other quarterbacks glowing about how he's handling the game, how he's processing it. And I take a look at what the Texans were projected to be, what they were, and versus what they are now, which is in the playoffs. And by the way, they've got a very, very comfortable schedule for them down the stretch, to which you've already beaten the Jaguars. You beat the Jaguars again, you'll have all the tiebreakers over Jacksonville, plus a schedule that allows you to play the Titans twice, the Colts once. You've got the Broncos, Cardinals, Jets, and your toughest game is probably the Browns. That's a schedule to where they could win the division. And let's face it, they're 2 late game defensive collapses away in which no time was left on the clock, and Atlanta and Carolina, from being 7-2 instead of 5-4. So that easy schedule, combined with the way that CJ Stroud is playing, combined with their, let's face it, even when they were bad, most of those 5 wins over the last 2 years came against Jacksonville. For some reason, Jacksonville, much like Dallas has with Philadelphia or New York, they just have their number. It is what it is at the end of the day. And if the Texans win the division, can get a decent playoff seed, probably 4, maybe even higher, I don't see how you cannot say that CJ Stroud doesn't deserve to be in the MVP conversation. And at that point, I don't know how you can't think that he is an MVP. From what he took to where he took it, in a place that no rookies don't do that. Rookie quarterbacks don't come in and lead a team that has bottomed out into the postseason. Ben Roethlisberger led a ready-made team into the playoffs. Dak Prescott led a ready-made team into the playoffs. People don't take 2-14 teams into the playoffs. They don't. And there's a lot of conversation around the NFL, including current players, including Dallas Cowboys' own Micah Parsons.
I want to get into my man, CJ Stroud. I told y'all last week he was coming for heads. He was coming for necks. And you still continue to see it. CJ Stroud is dominating the NFL. He is making it look so easy. Like, he is 4-1 against teams with a winning record. He has beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's beat the Steelers. He just beat the Bengals, teams that you would think is so dominant. So dominant. Like, I think, like, we cannot confuse this. CJ Stroud is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. He should be in a conversation for MVP. He might just win it all, be the second player ever to win Offensive Rookie and MVP in the same season. He's playing that elite level. He has guys like Noah Brown. Noah was a great player for us, and he's balling in Houston. Noah Brown, second game over 100 yards in a row. Tank Dell's playing at a really elite level. Dalton Schultz is playing at a really elite level. He is making the players around him so much better. CJ Stroud he cemented himself. It's not even it shouldn't even be a conversation. He is an MVP caliber right now. He is playing the best football, and he's doing with less. He's playing at a Patrick Mahomes level, if not right below. People do not realize that he is making a statement right now.
That is Dallas Cowboys edge rusher Micah Parsons on his podcast, The Edge. Listen, it is one thing for me to say it, is one thing for Stephen A. Smith to say it. When you start hearing other NFL players, current and previous, talk as glowingly about him in the way that he not only handles the game and has handled things so far with this team, making guys like Noah Brown better, making guys like Nico Collins, who had never surpassed 450 yards in a season, better. At some point, the quarterback's making the players, because a lot of these players were here before. They brought in some pieces, but nothing anybody went, ho, 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 the Texans making moves. Tank Dell's their biggest weapon right now. And he's won without Noah Brown because he was on IR to start the season. He's won without Nico Collins because he missed this past game. He's missed a couple of games in Tank Dell. And he's on his 4-string center and played with 4 backup offensive linemen for the first 3 games of the season. He's doing it in different ways each time, with different pieces out each time, and it hasn't affected him. Dak Prescott misses 1 offensive lineman, and we start going crazy. Like, Tyron Smith was out. I don't know. This offensive line's atrocious. I'm just saying, at what point do we stop making excuses or stop beating up on CJ Stroud because he's a rookie and start looking at him for the player he's playing like, which is an elite level? This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. Speaking of Micah Parsons, said one more thing on his edge that got Rudy J a little bit disconcerted. I'll let you hear what Rudy J had to say about what Micah said. Then I'll give my thoughts. That's coming up next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday morning at 11, the Cowboys collide with the Panthers in Charlotte.
First and goal at the 7. Read option. He keeps. Big hole. Walk the dog. Put his leash up on the rack.
Presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro. Cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
This year, Staples will not be celebrating the holidays. Instead, we're celebrating the holiday deals with amazing savings for the holiday season. Save 50% on custom holiday cards, save 50% on custom invitations, and save 50% on custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. During Staples holiday deals, it's not about the ho, ho, ho. It's about saving dough, dough, dough. Save 50% on custom cards, invitations, and photo gifts today at Staples. Ends 12/16. Visit staples.com/print for more details.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
a new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present state where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
When you or someone you know is going through the process of being accused of a crime, you need a team to help you protect your innocence. Who better to fight for you than former prosecutors, now defense lawyers, that know the justice system? The LaHood Norton Law Group will defend your freedom. When you choose us, you choose honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. If you need help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side.
This is Rob Thompson from R&R in the Morning. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 on your ride to work. Now more with Joe and Amber on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
A&M basketball coming up at the bottom of the hour as Andrew Monaco will help start getting you ready. Listen, I went on a rant about C.J. Stroud because I do believe C.J. Stroud deserves his flowers. Don't think Dak Prescott doesn't deserve his flowers either. Over the last 4 weeks, Dak Prescott has played phenomenally. Even in a loss against Philadelphia, Dak Prescott has played phenomenally. Maybe the best of his entire career. He, too, deserves to be in the conversation when it comes to MVP because of how he's been playing as of late. 4-game sample size, pre-San Francisco, a lot left to be determined. But since he started getting CD involved in the offense, it has taken off. And each week, it has taken off more and more. Mike McCarthy says the offense is hitting its stride. As for Micah Parsons, on the Edge podcast, he was talking about the team that wasn't the better team when they beat them 42-10 earlier this season, the San Francisco 49ers, and breaking down their game against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
With the 49ers doing what they're doing, right? The 49ers are fully healthy. They are a scary team. Having Debo, the creativity of Kyle Shanahan has been truly something amazing to see. I was watching the game, and I said they just ran a post-trap fake jet sweep with Trent Williams. When you have Trent Williams back in the lineup, you can do so many more amazing things. They find a way to utilize his strength. They find a way to utilize Debo. And we had some questions. And I was always a big supporter of the Jaguars, and I still am. But they showed up. They found a way to dominate the Jaguars on both sides of the ball, where I thought the Jaguars might have played better defensively, played with a little bit more effort. I thought the Jaguars offensively struggled a lot. But I can bring up the point that the 49ers have one of the best D-lines in football. Chase Young had his debut. He had a half sacks, 2 QB hits. Nick Bosa, a sack and a half. Javon Hargrave, a sack and a half. That D-line is scary. And then Fred Warner with an interception picks. I mean, we have to be real, folks. The 49ers, when fully healthy, they are a scary unit.
Micah Parsons on the Edge podcast. Look, everything he said was absolutely true. When healthy, the 49ers are a terrifyingly scary team with what they can do on offense versus their defensive line and the problems that it can cause, because especially with the addition of Chase Young. When they've beat you 3 times in a row and house you at their place just 5 weeks ago, as a fan, I don't know if I want to hear that. Personal opinion. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. It's his life. It's his podcast. And, you know, he has the right to say whatever he feels. But I hear that in contrast to what I heard when the better team didn't win at the end of them getting pantsed up in San Francisco. This is the true statement. What he said up in San Francisco was not. San Francisco is a scary team. But with the way Dallas is playing currently, this iteration of them, with Dak Prescott playing as well as he is, getting CeeDee Lamb involved after CeeDee had a heart-to-heart with the coaching staff, that's a team that could possibly compete. But we'll find out more about this Cowboys team when it comes in December, when they hit their murderer's row of the schedule. Guys, this has been Extra Innings with Pleasure. Aggie basketball is coming up next here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can